All right, people, welcome back to another episode of Who Gives a Shit, changing the world one day at a time with my co-host, DJ, the one and only Supra in the house.
What up, what up, what up, what up? DJ Supra here. Yo, Jaime, drop it. Drop that beat. Doo-doo-doo-doo. All right.
Yo, all right. So we're going to roll right into it. We got a lot of responses from people on the podcast and a lot of interesting questions and things like that. People wanted their questions asked and people who wanted to come on the podcast, but we don't know if we're really ready to start bringing, guests, flying them in from the States to Puerto Rico to be on the podcast. What do you think, Supra?
Yo, bro, if you see what they're sending us right now, it's funny. It's hilarious, man.
So we're gonna go ahead and start. Supra convinced me to go ahead and try and answer some of these guys' questions and stuff like that. And I'm not really looking forward to it, but let's go ahead. Let's go through it.
All right, so wait, let me see. All right, so we're not gonna put any names out here, but these emails were sent. All right, so this guy is asking. He's saying, "Hey Rob, thanks for all your advice. How do I deal with a family member who's always looking for money? My brother knows that I came upon some money with my new job, and he won't stop asking me for money. What's your take on this?"
So I can actually talk heavily about this topic because I have everyone in my family always asking me for money, bro.
Bro, can I borrow $5?
Always. See, again, there's fool. Always, everybody. Everybody wants to leech off of whoever the most successful one is, right? So I have a whole bunch of sisters, and even my mom. Everyone's constantly asking me for money all the freaking time, right? And so what I learned to do is I was very direct with them. So I'll tell you a story. One time, one of my sisters asked me for $5,000 to borrow $5,000, right?
Okay.
Now, this girl already owes me thousands of dollars. She already owes me thousands of dollars. And every loan that I've given her hasn't even yielded back one payment. Like her credit with me, it's the same as it is with the banks, 550 or less.
Man.
Right? This is horrible credit, right? And I tell people I'm not a bank, but again, they're going to keep asking you for money. So what I did was I'm like, listen, right? All the loans that I gave you are all gifts. Number one, they're all fucking gifts. Secondly, you need $5,000, right? You need $5,000? Great. Here's $700. It's also a gift. And then she said, well, I need $5,000. I said, yeah, but now you need $4,300. Right? And so I gave her some money, and I said, hey, if you ever want to borrow money from me again, no problem, but I need you to pay back all the gifts.
Oh, my God.
Okay? And if you never pay back the gifts, it's fine. They're gifts. But you can never ask me for money again until you return these gifts. And the reason why I say gifts is because in my mind, I'm never going to think about them when I see her. I'm never going to think about them when I am, short on money or whatever like that, or if I'm in a financial pinch or whatnot, right? Because I gave her that money in my brain, right? But in her brain, she needs to feel that if she wants something else from me, that she has to return those gifts back to me.
So you're basically building credibility with her, right?
Well, I'm basically putting her in a position to stop asking me for money. And I didn't give her everything she wanted, but I gave her like 17% of what she needed, and I took the stress of having a loan off her back.
Okay. That's good. I think that's solid advice. If it's your sister, you got to be kind. You got to be nice, but don't give her everything. They got to grow up a little bit, right?
Yeah. I mean, I literally offered all of my siblings to learn from me all the shit that I do and how I do it, how to use the 6 pillars of leverage to your advantage the way I do, how to be able to build up a master team, how to sell products and services, how to create opportunities, how to take advantage of opportunities, but they would much rather ask me for money than to actually be creative. So that's how I solved it.
Well, I'm one of your siblings, so can I borrow some? I promise. Just give me a small gift. I promise I'll gift it back.
No.
Bro, I'm good for it.
No. Sorry. Your credit is not that good right now.
200 solid.
You're going to want to day trade on it like we saw what you do with the future trading. Okay, we saw how that ended, right?
Bro, it's above average, all right?
What, your future trades on crypto?
A couple things.
Ooh. Aren't you like negative? Like, we won't get into that, but I've seen some of those else.
All right. So, look, check this out. This is the next one. So, okay. So, they're saying, hey, I need some serious advice about this. Hey, Rob, my boss won't stop mocking me for my political beliefs. It's getting uncomfortable in the office. How do I go about this without making the office an uncomfortable place?
Well, very simple. You can do two things that I suggest you do both of them. One is you get some sort of paper trail, right, with the company that, they're inappropriately discriminating against you, against your race, ethnicity, sexual preferences, or political beliefs, whatever the case may be, right? You want to get some sort of paper trail, right, that this is making you uncomfortable, this is a harassment, and this has nothing to do with the wall in China with what you're doing for work, right? Once you have that documentation in place, you then begin to build what's called the paper trail. And then if it keeps on going on, then I would consult with a lawyer that specializes in workforce services, regulations, and law within your state. Let them know that this is going on. He or she will advise you on probably a 2 or 3 step process to go through. And then if you go through that and they're still having issues, then you can actually sue your employer.
I'm looking into sue. I want to get some money off of this.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand, there's actually employees, there's actually people, right, who get jobs to work for companies that they know are fucking up, and they're not violating, like, OSHA regulations and construction and things like that, or food and beverage and not following the regulations with that or whatever, right? They do that, and then they end up suing their employer for hazardous work environments and all these other things lined up that they know that they're not following the rules. And there's actually guys who make millions of dollars a year as attorneys teaching guys how to maneuver within these companies to be able to get hired and document all of their unsafe or unhealthy work conditions. And then the lawyer sues them and they split the money 50-50.
So quick question. What if you're from Puerto Rico like us and there is no human resource?
There is. You're a part of the you're part of the U.S. territory.
No, like the company has no human resource.
Well, it doesn't matter. What matters is, okay, so give me an example of a company. Any company.
Like I don't know, a restaurant in the area or something
Okay,
like that.
so does a restaurant do they need to have license and inspections?
Yeah.
Do they have food and beverage regulations?
Yeah.
Right? Do they have age limits on alcohol consumption?
Yeah, they definitely do.
Right? Do they have cleanliness and kitchen stuff or whatever that needs to be there?
Mm-hmm.
How about safety inspection stuff?
Yeah.
Right? Fire extinguishers or stuff like that, right? So that is still part of the standards, right? Just because there's not actually maybe there may not be as strong of a force of workforce service officers that are helping you.
Yeah.
But there's tons of government inspectors, right? And those government inspectors are the ones who enforce the rules. And if your employer is making you have an unhealthy work environment or whatever, there's definitely attorneys that will help you represent that if you need to. But obviously, me personally, I would say, suing the owner of the company would be like the last ditch effort.
What's the first?
But I mean, going through the process, making a paper trail, right? Letting ownership know what's going on, right? Allowing them the opportunity to right or wrong. Right?
You wouldn't just choke them?
I mean, no. I mean, like, for me, I personally don't deal with a lot of the bullshit that everybody else deals with because I own my own time.
Yeah.
And so I only put people around me that I want to be around me other than, fucking Mundo over here. Everyone else is around here. I want to be around me.
Yeah. All right, so we have we got one more question. Are you ready for this one, Rob? And by the way, if you like these questions, keep sending them. We need more. We're just getting started, so I like that we have a few.
We don't need more. We don't need
We
more.
want to solve problems, man.
Bro.
That's what we're here for.
We just need to teach people how to stop being a bitch and how to make money, how to take risks, and learn how to hedge risk.
Well, one email at a time, we can stop bitch assness.
All right. Well, as long as we're changing the world, that's what the whole thing is. That's why I got the world behind me because I'm trying to change the world, right? So let's go. Last question, finally.
All right, so check this out. So my girlfriend wants our anniversary to be this big production at a really fancy restaurant, you know, the whole deal, sparklers, fireworks, etc. Can I try to dial it down? Yeah, that's it. That's the email.
So his girlfriend wants to have some sort of extravagant anniversary celebration.
And guess who's paying?
He's probably paying.
That's why he's stressed.
And he's stressed financially.
Yes.
Right? All right. So
he just wants to dial it down. You think he could actually get through that conversation with his girl?
it depends on how long he's been dating her. If he's been putting up with her bullshit for years, you can't then put your foot down. After that's gonna be a lot harder, right?
Yeah.
So this is why I tell guys, right? First thing, stay away from women like in committed relationships until you're where you want to be. Okay. And number two, when you start a committed relationship, if you're not where you want to be, and you start a committed relationship, you need to put all your cards on the fucking table, right? See, for me, what makes me happy about like my significant other, right, or girlfriend in this example, right, would be that she creates peace in my fucking chaotic life, right? Now, I'm a killer or an assassin in the world of business, and I love to eat what I kill. I love to go out there and go hunt and bring home all the bacon. But when I come home, I don't need her divvying up where all the bacon's going to go because I need to reinvest a lot of that capital back into the business and the growth and the employees and the opportunities, and to even create other opportunities is very expensive, So I need most of that bacon there. So we have conversations where she has budgets to really like stay in between. And if she disrespects those budgets, she's disrespecting you as a man. Because a woman that has crazy spending habits and doesn't respect your pockets doesn't respect you as a person. And so you need to have those boundaries in the fucking beginning, in all honesty, right? So if you can't express to your woman that I'm trying to save for a better life 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, or I'm reinvesting in the business so that I can hire people and have more freedom to think about living in the stars and be more directive of a role and more of an executive role, and she would rather go and do that, bro, you need to drop her.
Solid, man. I'm trying to get to a level where I can be a sugar daddy.
A sugar daddy.
That's all I want.
Bro, everybody's a sugar daddy already, bro. There's just different levels of sugar daddies.
It depends, man. I'm trying to be the finest sugar out here.
You're not the sugar, bro. She's the sugar. You're the daddy.
You're right. I'm trying to be the daddy. Damn, I hate that shit. My gray hairs are coming in.
I know. Hey, and what's funny is everyone who knows you knows you're not getting any smarter either.
I know. I'm not getting younger or smarter, but, we're working on it. God's working on all of us.
Yo, so what's going on with this Johnny Depp shit, bro?
Ooh, talking about that topic, man. We're talking about relationships. Talk about a shitty relationship.
Oof.
Do you know anything about it?
Yo, could you imagine dating a woman like Amber Heard's?
Bro, you know what's funny? I remember seeing her in all these movies, and she's always this hot-ass blonde chick. Like, my favorite movie with Amber Heard is Never Back Down, the fighting movie. You know that's her?
I like the Aquaman one. The Aquaman, she was on
Aquaman.
Aquaman. She looked like a beautiful little mermaid, right?
Yeah, she's always playing that hot girl scene, and everybody wants her. She's the girl that everybody wants.
Which is crazy because then you see her in court, bro, and she looks like a hard 6.
Bro, not even a hard 6. Let's be honest. I don't know if you heard about this court case, but Johnny Depp said she took a shit on his bed.
Yes, bro. On his bed, yeah.
That's another level of like, fuck you. It's like, bro, we're not getting along. Fuck you. Fuck your mom. I'm taking a shit on your bed.
Well, she's also very verbally and physically abusive, Yeah. And, it's just lets you know that there's like beta mentality men on all levels.
Bro, we spoke about this. You told me Will Smith is beta.
Yo, Will Smith
That's
is
crazy.
Will Smith is one of the highest paid beta men in existence.
I love Will Smith.
I'm a fan of Will Smith, or at least I was before he pulled the biggest bitch move on fucking TV in history. You hit a guy who's 6 inches smaller than you and weighs half your size, and you pimped him on TV.
I mean, he was talking about
Like,
his
dude,
wife.
that's like me slapping Mundo. Come on, bro. That's not right. That's that doesn't make any
Mundo
sense.
did the same thing though when we were at 787.
If Mundo did, I would yell at Mundo, keep my wife's name out your mouth, Mundo. Keep your wife's name out my mouth.
No, it is. I can't believe.
Yes.
That. So, do you think it's a win for men? Did we just win with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard?
In all actuality, bro, the market is 100% in the advantage for females. For females with children, for baby moms. Like, and a lot of women are going to get mad at me for this, and I don't give two fucks, right?
Talk that shit, bro.
Go outside the U.S., go to Mexico, and see how the single moms have it, right? Go to Guam and see how the moms have it. Go to Japan and see how single moms have it, right? We live in the only country where women get paid to have children and to sit at home and to be lazy pieces of shit.
Ouch.
Right? It's crazy, right? It's absolutely crazy, right? There's no incentive at all. And the government enforces it. I'll give you an example that's going to piss people off, right? So in the 1930s, was it 1930s? Oh, it was 1930s, 1960s. Mundo, when did welfare start? Can you Google that?
Google
Is that
that
possible? All right. I want to figure out this. But anyway, yeah, welfare. When did welfare, federal welfare, get started?
Welfare started in 1935, mister.
Yeah, I knew it was the 1930s, right? So in 1935, the divorce rate in the minority communities and the African American communities was around 15%, right? Where maybe 10 to 15% of kids would be born out of wedlock, right? And the African American community was growing immensely at that time, right? Mm-hmm. And they were doing crazy things. So the income for those families was rising, right? Children out of wedlock was dropping, and it was already very, fairly low. But they still instilled welfare in there, and they educated all minority females that all you have to do is leave your husband or leave your baby daddy or whatever, and that we'll give you food stamps and housing and money to subsidize you, right? And so now we're looking at over a 70% of kids are born out of wedlock. And the majority of those kids are born and raised by single mothers that have financial relationships that are mentally devastating to them because they have no ambition to grow. Because if they grow, they're punished. And what I mean they're punished is if a woman is too ambitious or she starts dating a man who's ambitious, right? They kick her off of welfare. They kick her off of food stamps. They kick her they kick her out of her house where she's living, right? Like my mom is a perfect example of a woman. My mother is a perfect example of a woman who exploits everything possible, exploits men, and also exploits the government, right? My mother claimed that I was mentally disabled and got some doctor to write paper that I was mentally disabled so that she can make $700, $694 a month while I was a kid.
God damn.
So between the ages of 9, it took me from 9 until I was 16. 16, I was able to get off with my dad's help, right? But my mom made $700 a month on top of child support, on top of food stamps, on top of housing assistance, right? On top of getting free stuff from the churches and everything else, right there, right? All that stuff. And she never wanted to get a job that would actually ever put her in a position to where she could be 100% self-sufficient at all. And then women will sit there and call themselves independent. I'm an independent bad bitch. No, you're in a relationship with the federal government of the United States. That's your boyfriend right now. That's your daddy. That's your sugar daddy. And that is the biggest sugar daddy in the world right now is the government.
I'm trying to jump on that train.
Hey, a lot of people want to jump on that train. You know, for me, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me.
So you don't think that this is a win for men with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp? We're talking about Johnny Depp is owed $12 million.
He'll never see even close to that money, bro.
Bro, you know what's funny? She said that she doesn't have that kind of money.
She's not.
We're talking about this woman that was in Aquaman. She was in Never Back Down. She was in a bunch of fucking movies.
Bro, he will never see a fucking penny, right? Now, the reason why I don't see it as a victory for men is because the damage was already done. She already made all these accusations about Johnny Depp, and all the people have changed their perspective about him. And even if they came to prove back that he was innocent, right? Let's say a guy was falsely accused of rape, right? He went to trial. He went to court. The girl even admits in trial that she lied. Is there no damage left? Everything else goes back to what it was before he was accused of rape?
Bro, it's like Men in Black. They're going to hit the pen, and then everybody's going to forget.
No, it doesn't. That's not reality, though.
Bro, that's true.
Right? No. The reality is when you fucking put grape juice on a white shirt, even after you wash it and you get most of the stain out, it's still fucking stained.
Well, there goes that white shirt.
That's the truth, right? So I'm happy for Johnny Depp. I'm glad that, he was able to prove that Amber Heard is full of dog shit. I think everybody figured that out on like the second day of fucking trial, right? That she's full of shit. But at the end of the day, he still, lost opportunities that he won't be able to get back.
That is very true, man. I don't think there's going to be another Pirates of the Caribbean anytime soon, right?
I hope so. I love that fucking show.
Yeah.
Me and my kids, raising my kids on that thing, man. I love that show. My kids loved going to the movie to see Johnny Depp.
Bro, it's so funny. Like, I remember just reading about it, and I actually didn't care about it. I just think it's more satirical. Like, I'm just laughing. It's so funny to me how, first of all, she took a shit on his bed. Second of all, she's bullying him at all times. And then third, what was it? She said something else to him that I can't even believe that this is going on. Like, Johnny Depp was just, she made him a bitch. Like, if it looked like.
You don't think Jada made Will Smith the pussy?
I don't know.
Jada straight up said on TV that her one and only true love is Tupac Shakur, while being married to Will Smith.
You know what?
And here's Will Smith's daughter wrote a letter to Tupac.
Bro, that's such
asking if Tupac can come back so that he can actually make her mommy happy again.
Oh, my God.
While being married to Will Smith. And Will Smith has even admitted this, that he tried his best, and he succeeded, to be one of the most famous actors in movie history, and he achieved that, right? But it doesn't change the fact that his wife has no fucking respect for him at all. This is a man that literally has hundreds and millions and thousands of millions of girls that would literally do whatever he wants and treat him like the king that he really has become, right? He's a king, right? He's one of the best actors to have ever lived. Johnny Depp, one of the best actors to have, ever lived, right? Now, if the roles were reversed and Will Smith was treating Jada this way,
game over.
Or Johnny Depp was treating Amber Heard that way, right? Those guys would be labeled as narcissistic, misogynist, man beating, women grinding pieces of shit, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
and they would get thrown into the dirt. But because it's women doing it to men, and men are not showing the level of aggression, right, that these women are showing them, they're put in the beta position. For me, honestly, there's girls that I've dated, and you know this, Super. I've dated girls, right, that they act too masculine.
Yeah.
Right? What happens when a girl acts too masculine around me? What do?
You go bowling with them, or you go boxing.
I don't hit them. Yeah, I don't hit girls at all.
You're like, hey babe, I mean bro, let's go to the gym.
No, I kick you the fuck out. The fuck out of my face.
It doesn't work.
You mean if you're not going to bring me peace, you don't earn the right to enjoy all the fruits of my motherfucking labor then either, right?
But I just want to make sure that we put this out there. It's not bad to be a beta man, you know. It's not the
No,
worst
it's
thing.
not. But you cannot allow your woman to walk on you either.
Yeah. Bro, I'm not even gonna lie, I was in a relationship like that, so it happened to me.
Tell me, what happened? What happened? What happened to you, bro? What happened to you?
I don't want to talk.
We got to talk about it, baby. We're going to talk about it. Put it on the field.
We're on the podcast, so we got to put it out there.
What happened to you?
Bro, I was in a very committed relationship for 2 years.
How committed, though?
Bro, I'm very committed. I never did shit outside of my relationship. But I'm a fucking DJ, man. I can't, it is what it is. I'm working at the hottest strip club in New York. And there's a lot of temptation around, and I'm with this girl, and just dating a DJ is fucking hard. On the podcast, I got to bring another DJ to talk about this, but when you're a DJ, you're popping, you got a lot of shit going on, trust is a big problem.
So she never trusted you?
Bro, never trusted me.
Did you ever cheat on her?
Bro, never cheated on her, but we did have a break, and there was a lot of flirting, a lot of,
But no penetration?
Bro, it was like an episode of Friends, just a lot of flirting.
But no penetration. Was there any kissing?
No penne.
What about heavy penting?
No.
No heavy petting. What about any feather massages?
A lot of leather.
A lot of leather. Okay.
No, but long story short, I was with a Latina. She was very intense.
What kind of Latina though? Was she like Dominican?
No, I'm not gonna talk about that because I don't wanna label any of these ladies. All my Latinos are crazy.
That's a label right there.
Yeah. No, Latinos are tough. They're hot, but they're tough, man.
Are all Latinas tough?
I want to say yes.
You want to see, but what's the truth?
Let us know if that's true. Guys, what do you think about Latino women? Women, how do you feel about Latino women?
Are all Latino women crazy?
There's a hot crazy scale. The hotter she is.
So you're telling me that there's no difference between Puerto Rican, Dominican, Cuban, any of those? There's no differences.
There are differences, but let's talk.
Colombian.
Bro, let's talk about science. I'm going to show you right here. There's a chart. It's scientifically proven the hotter she is, the crazier she is. So the scale's always going to go up. The hotter she is, the crazier she is. So who are the hottest people on earth?
I mean, in all actuality, this is what it is, right? So every dude is a fucking asshole.
Okay.
It's only a level of how much asshole is she willing to put up with. Every woman is a bitch. How much bitch are you willing to put up with?
Okay. There's
right?
levels.
That's just how it is, right? There's levels to it, right? Now, obviously, for men that don't date a lot of beautiful women, right, very often, okay, their bitch tolerance is a lot higher than men who date lots of beautiful women, okay? And women who don't get a lot of attention obviously put up with a lot more assholeness than women who have plenty of options, right? Now, there's a lot of women that have a lot of options. Now, every woman wants to get fucked, right? I mean, like, every woman has a plethora of guys in their DMs that are trying to get in it, right? But at the end of the day, it's how many quality guys want to get in. And the more quality are, typically her asshole radar is, you know, her tolerance is low too.
If he's 6'3", it doesn't matter if he's an asshole, right? That's what they say?
I don't know. I mean, I'm 6'2". I get away with a lot.
Well, I don't know about you, man, but
I would never put up with what Amber Heard's put up with over there. So anyway, go back to the relationship with you. Let's go back. Come on. So, okay.
All right.
So you were in a 2-year committed relationship, right?
Bro. I
2
was deep
years.
in
So
it.
it ended at 2 years.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
deep in
great.
it.
And now you were a DJ in New York at a strip club with how many girls worked there?
Bro, 150 chicks a night.
150 strippers worked there a night.
A night.
And how many of them would hit on you?
It was a numbers game, man. But at least.
But how
like
many hit on
30s a
you?
night.
How many aggressively hit on you?
A lot. Like a lot.
Like half of them?
No.
Like how many?
Realistically, like 30 or 40.
So, but how many were like super hot and hit on you?
Like at least 10.
10 of them were dimes.
Bro, I'm talking about like next level hot.
So, like, were they hotter than the girlfriend you were dating?
At that time, like 10,000 million bajillion.
Okay.
Cajillion.
So you're mean to tell me that you're a DJ at a strip club with 150 strippers, 30 of them want your dick, 10 of them they're of the quality visually to acquire that dick.
Oh my God.
But you were still dating a girl that was treating you like shit.
Psychologically and physically, yeah.
And she was beating you. She beat you? You got beat.
I plead the fifth.
Did she beat you?
I plead the fifth.
Okay. Well, it sounds like he got beat up by her a couple of times. Was she bigger than you?
She was 5'1".
She's 5'1", but is she like 5'1", 180?
Bro, okay, it doesn't matter how big or how small she is, right?
I know you're super. You're pretty, pretty big guy, man. I've seen you step up to some guys out here in Puerto Rico, you know.
Yeah, but still, I was in love, bro. I was in love, and it was really bad. And I don't think I've ever been that beta in my life. Like she had some type. I don't know what it was. She had control on me, man. Like it was really bad.
So how'd you get away?
The pandemic.
Wait, so COVID set you free?
COVID came in clutch.
COVID, thank you, COVID-19. Thank you, China.
Bro. No, but for real, look, the relationship was going really good, but we were in New York City, in Times Square, in a tiny apartment, and those were actually like really good times, but they were also tragic times. And because of the pandemic, shit just got worse and worse and worse. And I was just riding that misery train, and I wouldn't let go of this relationship, and COVID saved me.
Okay, so let's go into depth. So what was this misery train?
Bro, I'm talking about like, all right, I don't wanna put too much on the table because people are gonna call me a crazy ass beta man. And I'm actually embarrassed of this, but
Well, that's why we're putting it on the table, bro. That's why we're doing it.
you know what? I'm talking about this so other men are not afraid to speak out. It's okay, man. You can speak out.
Yeah. So, guys, if you're watching this and your woman is abusing you right now, physically and mentally, right? I want you to reach out at DJ Supra NYC on Instagram, okay? And he's going to start a men abuse network club. And you're going to fly to Puerto Rico. And you guys are going to work it out together.
We're going to put a number on the screen. It's going to be 1-800-CALL-MUNDO.
Only if your woman is beating you is over 60. Then you can call Mundo.
Yeah. So I'm with this person. And, bro, I don't know. That was tricky. I don't even know. Like the problem I had there was that I was trying to save somebody. I was being too nice. See, this is the problem. We got nice guys and we got assholes. The nice guys stay and the assholes, they just dip at all times.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's definitely modes where I've seen you be both.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen me be both. You know,
But,
hopefully in the future I can see Mundo do both, right? But I know that there's times where I'm like, no. Right?
Yeah.
And there's straight asshole mode. And there's other times where I'm like, I mean, it depends.
You got to find a little balance.
Yeah. But so you're telling me that there you went from asshole into nice guy. And then the nice guy got beat up, not the asshole version of Supra.
Yeah, nah. The nice guy was taking. This is why they say nice guys end up losing most of the times. Because you can either be an asshole and they fall in love with you. I don't know why. Or you could be the nice guy and then they're like, all right, we're going to take advantage of this kid.
Well, this is why I tell dudes that they can't be friends with girls. You can't be friends with girls. You cannot be friends with girls.
Talk that shit.
Right? The reason why is because, again, this is just my perspective, right? Because I'm not stupid, right? I have 7 older sisters. I'm qualified to fucking share this information with you, right? So women have men categorized under 4 different categories, right? Obviously, the most popular one is called fuckboy, right? A guy that they want to fuck, but they don't want to add a notch on their belt, to where at least where people will, know that they added a notch to the belt.
Yeah.
Right? But they know they're not going to be able to lock that guy down.
That's the fun one.
That's the guy that gets what he wants when he wants and treats every girl the way he wants.
Oh.
So he'll Rico Suave you till he gets in you, and then he's gone. Right? That's Supra, 101, not Supra 2.0.
When I'm doing well.
Yes. And then they have the boyfriend material, right? This is the guy that they're dreaming about. This guy actually doesn't even fucking exist. This is the resume that they written down when they were like 13 years old with their mom of the list of all the requirements that this man is going to have. The bright emotional intelligence, the right logical intelligence, the right amount of financial intelligence, and the great job, and the perfect family, and he respects his mom and his dad, and he supports his family and everything else, and he has 160 hours of 164 hours of the week to give you for attention, right? That resume, that's boyfriend material, right? And then you have friend zone. Okay? These are the guys that they just have no interest in you physically at all. They're just not physically attracted to you in any way, shape, or form. And they know that you are physically attracted to them, but they're still going to use you for like clubs and date nights and going out and traveling. And then they're going to use that excuse at the end, like, well, we're just friends. We're just friends at the end, right? So they're basically like sugar babies that don't have to give you any sugar.
So you're telling me that I'm your friend, so I'm going to take you to the club. I'm going to pay for the Uber. I'm going to pay for the drinks. Then I'm going to bring you back home and then go home and jerk off.
No, I'm telling you even worse than that. I'm telling you that while you're at the club, you're also protecting that girl from all the other predators. Because if she gets attacked by some other girl or some other guy or whatever, she's going to leech to you. So not only are you paying for the Ubers, not only are you paying for her at the club, not only are you, giving it room for some other guy to Rico Suave her right in front of you, but you also have to protect her as well. So you're doing all boyfriend responsibilities with no girlfriend benefits whatsoever.
That sucks.
So this is why I honestly say that men and women can't be friends. They can't. Because honestly, what value does a woman give me, in a friendship? Is she gonna go to the gym with me and train with me? No. Is she gonna go to the club with me and hang out and buy bottles with me at the club? No. She's gonna want to drink the bottles that I buy. Not gonna want to pitch in on the bottles, right? Is she gonna go on a boys' trip to Colombia with us?
But I mean, there are the exceptions, bro.
What are the exceptions?
There's some girls out there. I got some friends that they hold their own. Shout out to my strong, independent women.
Okay, so how many girls have shared bottles with you at the club?
Recently, none. But I have them. I got them. So shout out to my friends, because I know you're out there.
How many girls, when you go out to restaurants, they pay for the deal? They pay for the dinner.
Wait, let me think about this.
They actually pay for you, and you pay for them sometimes, and then you pay for them sometimes, right?
You know what, bro? It's been a while. But
well,
I'm not gonna take it away.
Shout out to all Supra's friends,
bro. In New York, we did that. In New York, I haven't had that right now. It's been a year and a half, well, a year and 6 months since I had that.
Okay, so you're trying to tell me that?
Ooh, I do have one friend.
That you do have females that you're friends with that you protect in the club, but you get no benefits from.
I have one right now.
Which one?
I'm not gonna put her name out there. Everything's been anonymous, but shout out to our friend that owns Taqueria.
Oh, yeah.
Alejandra. Ah, come on.
Alejandra's an OG. Alejandra's the only woman I know in history,
bro,
that will own a restaurant, make money, and then be dating 3 different women
I
and
know.
put them all to work in the restaurant.
Yo, she's a boss, bro. She's a boss.
She got my ex-girlfriend, my current girlfriend, and my side piece. They're all working together in the
At her
restaurant to make her money. Like, if that's not pimping hoes, I don't know what the fuck is. Like she needs to teach a class.
Yo, Alejandro is a boss. So I gave you one. I'm telling you, they're unicorns.
Okay, but when's Alejandra ever bought you a bottle?
She's done it before.
Huh? Alejandra actually took me to bottles and bought me dinner.
Alejandra's she's the real deal.
Okay, but Alejandra likes girls.
Yeah.
We have that in common.
Yeah.
We can build a bond off of that, right? I'm talking about a girl who likes dudes. When's the last time a girl who likes dudes bought you a bottle at a club?
Nah.
Put money in on dinner. Paid for a trip.
Nah, not yet, bro.
Okay, see what I'm saying?
One day. I gotta be prettier though. Maybe one day when I'm pretty enough.
You mean like I mean I know Mundo's had this experience several times, but Mundo likes to date girls, 2.5 times his age. How old are you, Mundo?
Mundo's girls are
how old are you? 23? 24?
Mundo's girls
so if
are
you're
collecting.
55 years old and you like a guy who runs 10 miles a day and rock climbs like a freaking billy goat, and they know how to rock climb, right? And you're all done and everything else, and menopause is right around the corner. Mundo. Let's search Mundo on IG.
1-800 call Mundo.
That's right. We're gonna put that right across on 1-800 call Mundo menopause.
No, if you're collecting Social Security, you're the right girl for Mundo.
That's for real, man. As long as you're willing to pay for Mundo's food, we're good to go.
All right, bro. Look, enough of this relationship shit. We're talking about lifepreneur, and I want to ask you a few things. I want to talk about a few things about money. Let's talk about money, baby.
All right, let's talk about money. Let's get down to business.
Let's talk about real shit real quick. I know I'm a beta man, but let's move on real quick.
You're not a beta man. You just acted like a beta bitch a little bit.
It was for a while. It was for a long ass time, man. Fuck. Anyways, so I've been reading, man. I'm reading a lot, checking things out in the newsletter. Right now, what I'm reading is that there's a lot of issues with our government. I want you to tell me what the hell is going up, Rob. What do you think? So I'm going to give you 2 different instances. We have a Republican candidate from Michigan who was arrested at home. He is running for governor of Michigan, and he was arrested at home. Then
arrested for what?
Something about riots. He was involved in a riot or whatever.
Okay.
And then we have another person who is the chairman of Disney, and he's like the executive of General Entertainment. He was removed from his position like in the matter of a day, abruptly. He was just taken out of his position. Then we got another person in Wall Street. I forgot what her name is, but they just caught her using government funds to pay for her wedding. Like, what the fuck is going on with our government, bro?
The U.S. government is bought.
What's going on, man? We're
It's
like,
bought.
how are we supposed to trust these people?
You have to understand, okay? Like, the 2-party system was designed to be able to mold everyone's political perspectives one way or the other, right? Nobody is ever 100% Democrat or 100% Republican, right? That's why they also have the independent parties as well, right? If you disagree with more than 50% of what both parties are saying, you'll be independent, okay? But they're trying to categorize you, right? And they do that very manipulatively because they want to be able to separate people into smaller groups, okay? And what they're doing with that is then after they divide you into smaller groups, it's very easy to conquer smaller groups than it is to unify this country, right? Now, I will tell you that in my honest personal opinion, the government has never been more corrupt than it is now, right?
Oh, I feel like I'm in, like, Africa back in the day. Like, I feel like we're going to have to deal with warlords and all that shit very soon.
Nah, it ain't. The one thing that's great is the Constitution, which, abolishes people's lifelong value in government every 4 years.
Okay.
Right? And so it's always cleanses. You always get a new cleanse, right? Like, everybody hated Donald Trump because of his tweets, right? Everybody focused on his tweets. And I didn't agree with a lot of his tweets out there that you have to do, but in terms of like business stuff and the stuff that he did, like in terms of keeping interest rates low, boosting the economy, creating the most jobs ever, right? Reducing some of the national debts, creating the border wall, right? Reducing the prices of gas, okay? And inflation was the lowest it's been. So he literally went from that to the opposite, okay?
You're talking about your favorite president, Joe Biden, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I can't stand that guy. No. 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 If it's one thing that people have to understand is that the biggest lie that drives me just bonkers is that that most of these Democrats, not all of them, but most of them, will actually say that they represent the people with the smallest voice. Right? They represent the people that have the most to lose, that they need the most support, right? The minorities, okay? And they actually do need the most support and the most resources and the most help, especially when they're coming into this country right here, right? On there. But then they reward them for getting them in office. You're great. All the minorities band together, and a lot of people in the country band together and put the Democrats in office, right? In the Senate and in the White House, right? All three of them, okay? And then how do they reward them? They reward them by passing $1 trillion bill after $1 trillion bill after $1 trillion bill. And now gas in California is $7 a gallon. Who did that affect the most?
The people.
The minorities.
Yeah.
Right? The minorities, right? I mean, a gallon of gas a gallon of milk went from $2 to $8. Who did that affect the most?
The babies.
The poor. Even if you get food stamps, right? And you get X amount of dollars in food stamps every month, right? And everything cost of food went up 300%. That's 300% less food that you get to buy with those food stamps. If you have a car, that's less miles that you can go in that car. That's less oil changes that the guy down the street needs to or change your oil as often, right? So it trickle affects everybody out there when they're killing it, and they're trying to say that inflation is only 7.5%. Well, okay, whatever. That's why car prices have doubled. That's why gas prices have tripled.
Bro, right now the only thing I can afford is a sandwich.
Well, that's because I'm supplementing you. It's okay.
That's all right. Well, now that I know what inflation is, thanks to you on the other episode, tell me what inflation is. Are we fucked?
If you're money motivated, you're not fucked. If you can learn the difference between money and value, learn the difference between hard assets and paper assets, right? And actually learn how to make money your bitch, a strong pillar of leverage for you, you'll be fine. If you're trying to go to college and work for $40,000 a year, I mean, teachers 30 years ago made $4,000 or $5,000 less than what they make now, and inflation has devalued the money by 200%.
Do you have anything to say about teachers? Because I want to do a PSA real quick. How do you feel about teachers, Rob?
I love teachers.
You love teachers?
Yeah.
I love teachers too, but I've been talking to a lot of my friends, and you know what I'm finding out? There's a lot of teachers there. I feel like there needs to be a conversation about teachers. I think that, we should all love teachers and praise them because they're teaching the future generation. But I feel like once you get to college, a lot of people are not talking about this. There's a lot of teachers there that are fucking shit, man. They're teaching improperly. Like, they're criticizing people. They're making the materials harder than they need to be.
Yeah, but you have to understand, okay? These people are locked into what's called the higher tenure, which means they cannot be fired, right? There's literally teachers who are in prison who are still getting paid because they're in the higher tenure program by their union. The teachers' union is probably one of the most powerful unions in the United States, okay? But also you have to understand that teachers don't teach you what you're supposed to know. They teach you what the government wants you to know. There's a difference, okay? There's a reason why you know nothing about mortgages. There's a reason why you know nothing about money. There's a reason why you know nothing at all about the lending system or even how to get a job that doesn't require college or even how to understand the difference between selling your time and selling value. There's a massive disconnect between the real world and what public education is designed to do. And the reason why that is because the public education follows the German philosophy, right? In the early in 1800s, is the same philosophy today, where they create obedient beta bitches that sit there and work and don't ask any questions. They do what they're told to do. The human mind is not developed enough in order for it's not created in order for people to sit in the classroom for 8 hours and raise their hand when they got to pee, right? Where, if you look at the average creativity of a 5-year-old and then look at the same level of creativity in a 15-year-old, there's a huge disconnect there, right? Mm-hmm. Well, traditional education has literally ingrained the creativity out of you between those ages, right? When you're 5 years old, you can conquer the world and come up with all these solutions, which is why Elon Musk took his kids out of all that education and actually created his own school.
Oh. Imagine going to the Elon Musk school. What does that look like?
It's all creativity, baby. Obsession, becoming a master at one thing and not trying to be well-rounded in all these other things. Right, I doubled down on my strengths, and I outsourced my weaknesses.
Interesting.
I'm not an accountant, bro. I got a degree in accounting, but I never will be. So I have Mike.
Yeah.
I'm not a DJ, so I have Supra.
My whole thing is like, if all these people are struggling in math, why are they letting people teach math that fucking are Arnold Schwarzenegger in this shit? Like, they're just like making things so. I feel like the education system right now needs a fucking reboot.
Everything needs a reboot, bro. Government needs a reboot. A lot of things need to be updated. Technology needs to be updated, right? I was like, okay, like let's just show you an example of how backwards we're getting, okay? Our grandparents were allowed to drive cars when they were 12. And our grandparents, did your grandparents ever tell you, like, some crazy stories they did when they were, like, 8 years old, whatever? I mean, like, my dad went hunting with his brothers, and his oldest brother was 12. And he was like 7. And they all had guns. And they all went hunting. And they all would shoot like rabbits and just small game, squirrels and all kinds of stuff on there. But they all had guns. And they all just went into the woods as kids to do it recreationally right now, right? And so like just think about how insane that sounds to you now, when we actually have technology minimizing the risk by 1,000-fold, but we're even more strict on our children.
Bro, what's that Christmas movie where the kid licks the pole? And
what is the name of that movie?
And he's trying to get a gun for Christmas.
Yeah, he wants that. He wants that BB gun. No, you'll shoot your eye out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget the name of that movie.
Bro,
I can't remember the name.
That's
of the movie.
a perfect example. We're talking about kids asking for BB guns for Christmas.
But that movie was made in the 60s.
Yeah.
Right. No, you'll shoot your eye out, and the Santa Claus like boots his head down the slide.
Oh man, the youth will never know how good that movie was.
No, but I mean, but I'm just letting you know, like it's crazy. Like my son, he's 15 years old. He can't even like go to the park by himself. Yeah. But like when I was 15, I was ready to move out on my own, and I ran the streets like a wild man.
And you want to hear something funny? I remember I was seeing a meme on YouTube where this guy was driving his car, and they're like, "Oh, they're saying that in today's time, we're too distracted with technology. So, like, you're driving and you got your iPhone, you got this, and you're distracted." But then they were like, but imagine driving in the 90s. You got your fucking cassette tape, your cassette player, your 8-track, and you're flipping through to change the music, and you have a fucking map, and you're trying to figure out where the Grand Canyon is, and you're like, but you're driving at the same time. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, in all actuality, education does need a revamp. Government does need a revamp. Our country needs to become united and tell these gas companies to go fuck themselves. These produce companies go fuck themselves, and actually stand up for each other and actually help thy neighbor. You know what I mean? Like I love to make a lot of money so I can help other people. I mean, you see it all the time, right?
That's a fact.
Love to help people. You know what I mean? But are we wrapping it up?
Yeah. So since we're wrapping it up and everything, check this out. Everything needs a reboot, but I want to leave these people with some solid advice, Rob. Let's ask for some advice. So give me some advice. So tell me something outside of school, something you learned outside of school dealing with negotiating. I want people to learn something about negotiating, and let's cut it there.
Negotiating.
Give them something that they could use.
All right. So if you're trying to negotiate, it's always the person who speaks last that wins. That's the number one thing you want to learn, right? So, like when you're a car salesman, right, you're going to issue out a price that's ridiculous, right? And they're going to issue out a price too small. And then you try to make a deal in the middle, right? But then whoever, communicates the best and understands the other person's needs more wins, right? So if you don't understand the person's needs that you're talking to, you'll never be able to sell them the value. So negotiations is all about understanding the value in which you're trying to deliver and sell those points. People try to sell themselves on a flat resume, but very rarely does your resume actually affect that person individually. So if you have like 10 bullets that will separate you in the marketplace for everybody else, but there's only 2 of those bullets would actually impact you, right? Then you need to know those 2 bullets and only shoot those 2 bullets when needed in the conversation and negotiations. If you start throwing all the other 10 bullets, it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall. So if you're negotiating, you don't know that person's pain points and you don't know what their needs are, you're going to lose.
Thanks, bro.
All right, guys. There's another podcast with me and my boy DJ Supra and the one and only Mundo.
Check us out.
Thank you. Make sure to follow and subscribe. And let's keep rolling to the next one. Till next time, later.
Mundo, hit the horns.